All right. Hello, everybody. My name's Bethany Boatman. I'd first off like to thank the library for letting me host it here and have my stuff here, so thank you guys so much.
We're glad to have them.
So I was gonna start, because she's already here, if I can get her. This is Nova. She is a veiled chameleon. She's a female. You can find them in like Saudi Arabia, over there. They live in the mountain areas. They are insectivores. They love eating insects and bugs, and very rarely, every now and again, they can eat fruit, but they don't like it. I tried feeding her a banana. She did not like it. So you can see her little colorings. The blue spots mean she's happy, and the orange circles and like yellow lines mean that she's something called gravid, which means she's looking for a male. I do not own one, so I don't need babies. I don't got room for that. That's why she's like constantly on the move, because she's like, I don't know, looking for a male, I guess. They have two independent eyes, which move. So one eye can look backwards, one eye can look forwards. They can look anywhere. It's like almost a 360 view. Their tail is a prehensile tail like a monkey's. Let's see if I can get her to do it. Okay. So their tail is prehensile. So it's like a second leg or a fifth leg.
She said, "You don't pick me."
Yeah. She, every now and again, she'll do it. She'll just, if she needs to reach to something, she'll loop her tail around the stick and then drop her whole body weight down and then reach out and grab that. And these guys are, I mean, they love high humidity. They love eating bugs. I don't know. Their feet, they have this thing right here. It's called a casque. So males will have a bigger one, and males will use it. And when males want to mate with something, they show off all their pretty colors. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen like blue and red chameleons before on TikTok and stuff. That's like mating colors, and those are like panther chameleons usually. But she is full-sized. This is her full-grown, and males will get twice her size. So she's about 12, 14 inches, and then males will get about 24 inches. So she'll only live about 4 to 6 years, and as they lay eggs, these guys do lay eggs. As they lay eggs, their lifespan does shorten. Males, about like 9 years or so, like 6 to 8, 9 years. If you can take really good care of them, you can. If you take really good care of them, yeah, they can live around like 9 years and stuff. They have different color patterns. If they have these, where her blue spots were, if those are replaced with very dark colored black spots, it means they're really stressed. They don't want to be there. They don't like it. They just don't want to do it. But happy would be like your bright green and your blue spots along their backs, and then their whole body is a undertone of green. When they're hunting, it's also green, but a brighter color. They get more focused, and their eyes. So when they're hunting, they use both their eyes to like go like this, so like spot one, and then spot both of it, and then shoot their tongue out. But Nova is a rescue, so I rescued her from a family when she was younger. So she is like, she's like, no. They turn a really dark color, like almost a brown. They get like there's little white lines on her body, which will turn dark brown or black, and her whole body turns this brown color to look like the leaves to soak up the sun. Now the thing is, most people have heard about chameleons is if you set them like up against this plant right here, they'll turn green to match into it. That's actually a complete myth. They don't actually turn the color of the plant. You can't hold them up to a bookshelf and then them turn the color of the bookshelf. They're like nature's mood rings. So they turn based off of how they feel. So it's like a giant mood ring. I do have a video of her eating, but she can't shoot out her tongue because she is a rescue, so she does have a little messed up this. Yeah. I mean, she tries to shoot out her tongue, but it just doesn't work. So eventually she just scoops it up and eats it. And those are her favorite food are those super worms and blue worms. Blue worms are big blue worms that are like massive. Oh yeah. No, I don't have soup. I just have blue worms. Those are called super worms, but they're not actually worms, they're beetle larvae. So
We're so you get used to it.
yeah. So
They're gonna be more gross out by
So those are actually, they're not actual worms, they're beetle larvae, and they turn into these things called darkling beetles, which those guys, chameleons can still eat darkling beetles. They can eat green bottle blue flies,
We've taken her around the house before, like in fly season.
and she'll just eat the flies off the windows. They'll
You
eat.
gotta grab them by their head.
Yeah.
You
I
can
don't
grab
know
them.
if she will actually eat. We can try it, but I doubt she will. That don't mean she want to munch. Do you want to eat things? Do you want to? Or are we going to be like a no?
No, we're backing up.
Hold up, just let her do it. I don't know if she's going to eat, because I fed them breakfast
Yeah.
this morning.
She says no, thank you.
So the next one are bearded dragons. I have 2 different types of bearded dragons. I'm going to present to them both at the same time. Come here, buddy. So these are also rescues. This one's name is Gilligan. I always get them mixed up. That one is Skipper. Skipper is a German giant. He'll get bigger. He gets bigger. So when they're from Germany, this guy's from Australia, and Germans bred those guys for their size instead of color, while as Australia, you can see, bred them for their color.
And we're holding them separately.
Because they're both males and they will try to attack each other. These guys, they're not like the chameleon, but their chin will change black. So that if their chin is black, it either means they're showing dominance or they just don't want to be there. They're just stressed. He should get about 24 inches? 17 to 24 inches. I don't remember how big that one's gonna get. Yeah, 28 inches. So they are omnivores. They will eat vegetables and bugs. So these guys will eat super worms, blue worms. They love kale, and they love blue worms. And so they both show their dominance in different ways. That one, Skipper, come here, buddy. Go, go, go. Skipper will head bob, so his head will go up and down, and his chin will turn black, and his head will go up and down. That's how he shows his dominance. How this one does is his chin, the little spikes right here, will flare out to the side, and he'll throw his head back. I don't know how to I've never videoed it before. So I got these guys for free because they're both rescues. All my reptiles are rescues. All the invertebrates I have purchased. But if you're going to buy these guys, just alone, he would be about $700, somewhere around there. He would be a little bit less because he's not as brightly colored. He would be maybe 300. Yeah.
For sake. And you can get them really, really small. They're tiny, tiny. But they get big fast. I'm sure he's almost.
He's doubled in size since I got him.
Since December.
Yeah. He's and he's a fat child. He eats anything. I think that just depends. For the chameleon, it also just depends. She'll lay eggs, but panther chameleons will give live birth, and I'm pretty sure these guys lay eggs and some give live birth. I'm not too sure about these two because I just have males. I don't have females. And they're
Not going to hurt you.
so their morph is a leatherback morph, which basically means their spikes are out to the side and their back is relatively less spiky. He ain't coming for you. If I set him down, he'll come running for this one. He'll do head bobs and run. I mean, we can. No head bobs. Let's see if he'll eat this one. I don't think he will. I fed them breakfast this morning so they wouldn't be as hungry, but I don't know.
He has no interest.
Yeah.
No, not today, dude.
Do you want them? Do you want them? No?
No, he's too many people. Can't give him.
He's I got stage fright. So now we're gonna move on to the more scariest stuff, the more stuff that will gross people out.
Yeah, get ready for this picture.
Where are we going? Roaches?
Scorpions.
Oh,
Okay, so these guys are quite small. All right, so Who wants me to walk up to them? No, I'm just joking. These are striped bark scorpions, and my hands are going to shake tremendously because, yeah.
I'm shaking for you.
Yep. So, there you go.
Nope.
They're the little ones you find in your house. The funny thing is about these guys is they are the only like known, I guess, invertebrate to even have hearts. They have a long tubular heart down their spine. And these guys love to eat, they're like, they'll eat each other. They'll eat each other, they'll eat small, like I feed them the super worms, the blue worms. So they're like insectivores. Yeah, Sam, come
As you
over.
can see them, they're out.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they are out.
And they got a little food in there.
Yeah. So they will eat them. They have sensory hairs, and this one's easier to see it with. He has little hairs all along his body that he uses to sense vibrations. So these guys, although they have eyes, they are blind. They are completely blind and they can't see anything. So they rely on these underlying parts that are white that they use to tap on the ground to feel vibrations, to find where their prey is at and whatnot. Those guys are not poisonous, and he's not poisonous. The whole thing about these guys is sometimes the bigger the claws, the less poisonous they are. It all just really depends. He's a Malaysian blue claw who I had. He's unfortunately passed away.
As you can tell.
As you can tell, I kept his body. So like those guys, the striped bark scorpions will, you can send them right there, live in little crevices in your house and all that. I'm pretty sure you like beat your shoes on the ground to get them out of your shoes and whatnot. And they hide in crevices, they love dark places. Those guys are from Texas. This guy, well, wherever you want, the Malaysian blue claw from Malaysia. They do, if you have I don't have one on me, like a black light, is that what they're called? Black light. If you have a black light, they will glow under the black light. Those guys in there, they're like full size. They don't get any bigger. And they do like shed out of their skin. So like spiders, they shed out of their skin. This one's not alive. This is a shed of a Goliath bird-eating tarantula. But like tarantulas, they do shed out of their skin. And like, I don't know, it's a lot of moisture. They need a lot of moisture to do that. Those guys, I got them for free. I found them in my house.
You got them where?
I found those scorpions I found in my house, and I just like put them in my house. That's why like this section is like what scares everybody when I get to all the bugs. Some people are scared of reptiles and aren't scared of bugs, but sometimes it's vice versa. So those guys aren't venomous. They like kind of are, but it's not enough to kill a human. It will most likely just sting you.
Yeah, a lot of people think venom and they think, is it going to kill me?
So there's a difference between venom and poison. Poison is something you ingest. Venom is something that is distributed by something else, I think. So they are venomous, and it'll just cause swelling and itching, and like you can probably put some like, I don't know, cream on it or something, cortisone cream or something like that. Put a Band-Aid on it, and you'll be fine in a few hours.
No need for a hospital visit.
Yeah, unless now some people are allergic to their venom and will have to go to the hospital. Only way to find out is get stung, but I don't recommend it. So the females and males of this group, the males are longer and slimmer. The females are a little bit wider and a lot shorter tailed. Females will carry their babies on their back. They carry them on their back, a lot of babies everywhere. And once the babies go through their first shed, they leave the mom's back and go away.
Do you want to see a picture?
Oh yeah, there is a picture of it too.
Oh, do we have a picture?
Yeah, he got a picture of him.
Ready?
Oh, they carry them on their back. And now the weirdest thing I've ever noticed, because I have kept a female bark scorpion before, is when she was pregnant, she gave live birth, but right through here. So her mouth was up here, and that's where they came out of, was kind of like right there. So they give birth like really close to their mouth. It's the weirdest thing I like ever saw.
When they were white when they were born, they were like...
Oh yeah, they're like little white pill looking things. So after that, we have roaches.
Yes!
Everybody's favorite, nobody's favorite.
I'll take more than one. You getting babies anywhere? Can I flip it over and carry this?
Yeah, you can flip it over.
Okay.
So, I have 2 different types of roaches. She's gonna walk around, I'm just gonna hold them. So what she has in her hands,
Not fly.
they don't fly. They don't have wings at all. They will just crawl.
They only jump.
They don't.
Oh, they only jump.
They don't jump. They don't jump at all. If they were to like jump, they would just like fall. But the ones she has are Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and I have a tiger hissing cockroaches. And of course, the moment I do need them to hiss, they will not. But they do make a hissing sound to like scare off the predators.
I'll just look from right here. It's not coming close though. You can bring giant seals.
Yep. So the
It's good to fall back.
don't fall backwards. No. Yeah, so they did have babies. So males have these horns on the top of their head, like big protruding horns. They have horns. Females have more of a flatter head, and males use these to like literally ram into each other. To like show dominance, they will ram into each other, and how they win is they flip the other one on their back. They take one and they just flip them over on their back. They're cleanup crew, so they live on the forest floors. Of course, these guys are from Madagascar. They live on the forest floor. They eat like leaves and vegetables, and they break down different things. They love hiding in like dead logs, decaying stuff. Females will give live birth to maybe somewhere around 50 to 100 babies. They give live birth, and the babies are white when they're born, and that means their exoskeleton hasn't hardened up yet. So they turn this color when their exoskeleton has hardened up. They also, like spiders, they shed straight out of their skin, so it'll crack down the back, and then they'll crawl out and they'll be white. And other roaches, but if you ever get roaches or anything and they do shed, a lot of roaches, when they find one that is about to shed and it's like splitting on the back, a bunch of roaches will gather around, and they will, once that roach has shed, they'll eat it shed. So it's very weird. So what happens when I have multiple males in that setup and multiple females, they do have babies. When a male does not perform what it needs to do, I usually feed it to the tarantula. Sometimes I'll feed it to the tarantula, or sometimes the other roaches will kill it off itself.
And they do scream when they're being eaten.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. They scream
do.
like high pitched. She gave one to her tarantula and it went ee as it was being eaten.
Yeah. And then
It was actually kind of sad.
it was sad. Do you have the video of them eating the banana?
I have a video of him eating a banana.
Yeah.
Not getting eaten.
Not getting eaten. Yeah, it's them eating a banana. Because we had to feed them some munchies. So they just like munch and eat. They love eating. Their favorite food is like leaf lettuce and bananas and other things. Sometimes you can sprinkle like calcium powder on top of it to help them harden their exoskeleton. If you have one that has like a squishy spot or something, you can sprinkle some calcium powder on there and they can eat it, and it'll help them re-harden that area that's damaged. And then sometimes when they do get damaged shells, they will just shed out of it to reform and form a better shell, I guess.
All right, so this is a live tarantula. Nobody's gonna get to touch it. All right, just so you'll know, but we can walk around and show it to you.
Hold your butt up, girl. Girl, hold your butt up. Okay.
She's good, just hold, there you go.
So, this is a Mexican red rump tarantula.
No.
They're from, well, Mexico. And they have a very... So she is full grown. She's not going to get any bigger, but she will continue to shed.
Wait, I do want to take a picture.
They live about, if you ever want an exotic pet that lives really long, they live about 30 years.
Ooh.
I've had her for a year, so she will be with me for like forever. They love eating insects. They will eat each other. She is a female. How you usually tell is if you're more like into the hobby, females have under their butt, like their little butt, they have this little, I guess you can call it a slit. The slit where the male puts, so males on these two front hands right here, males will have hooks, and that's what they use to hook when it's during mating season. There you go. Hold your hand under
Oh,
her
I know,
because
in
she will
case
fall. So during mating season, males have these hooks on their front 2 arms, and because they're blind, their hairs are sensory hairs. So how the male tells the female, hey, I'm here, is they tap. They do this little drumming thing, and they tap their hands, and then the female taps back. It's receptive, so then the male can advance. The male will be smaller than her. So then the male takes his 2 hooks her by her fangs and pushes her straight up, and then takes these other little hooks that he has and then puts them into the slit, which is where like the babies are. They do lay egg sacs, and then those egg sacs turn into babies and of course all that stuff. But they have something called, most tarantulas have something called urticating hairs. She is a New World species. She's a New World species. So New World species are not that poisonous. It won't send you to the hospital and it won't kill you. But to make up for their lack of venom, they have something called urticating hairs, which are black, thick hairs that are on their butt, and that they take their back legs. They're hard to see with her because she's black. But they're hard to see because, well, yeah. So they take their hairs, and then when they're defensive, their first warning will be rubbing their legs together to create a hissing sound. They'll take their 2 front legs and they'll rub them together to create a hissing sound. If that doesn't work, they will kick hairs. They call it throwing hairs. They will throw the urticating hairs at you, and those, they get into your skin or get into your eyes. Red, puffy eyes, you'll be itching everywhere. I have been there because I've been kicked by her. She kicked me right in the face with hairs and stuff.
We're going back in, sis.
Okay.
Because she's on.
Okay, that's good. So she's a burrowing species of tarantula, so she'll create burrows and tunnels, and then she's more of like an ambush. They don't get their prey stuck in the web and then wrap it up. They sit at the opening of their hole, and then when the tarantula, they send out little webs that are for sensories, and when the worm is dropped or whatever is dropped down there, they will come up there and they'll bite it and eat it. They have, I guess, I don't know what to call it, but it's some sort of venom which liquefies the inside of their prey item, and then they slurp it up. Also, if they are defensive, if they kick hairs at you and they rub their legs together and they hiss at you, and you're not listening to those warning signs, they do something called a false bite. So they'll stick up on their hind legs, throw their arms up in the air, and show their fangs. And then they will lunge at you like that. They'll just lunge. But it'll be a false bite because they won't actually bite you with their fangs. They'll just do that over and over until they're if you're still not listening, then they will bite you and sink their teeth into you. She's going to walk around with the terrarium. He's a little bit hard to see, but he's a giant Vietnamese centipede. He is full grown. They do shed, and he will eat these roaches. They'll eat each other. He'll try to take down smaller sized birds and other things like that. His venom, dependent on your age, will either kill you or just send you straight to the hospital. So if you're a little toddler or something, and he bites you, you will probably end up dying if you're not immediately treated. If you are a teenager, if you're a teenager or a really healthy adult and he bites you, you probably won't die. You'll just need to go to the hospital. It does cause major swelling and stuff. So they're from Southeast Asia. They only get he's full grown, 6 to 8 inches long. They eat insects and spiders or each other, small little prey items or bigger. They will take down things bigger than they can.
Don't you have a video of snakes?
I have.
Something?
Yeah, they'll take down snakes too. They'll take big, snakes that are bigger than them.
Garter snakes.
Yeah, garter snakes and stuff. There is a video somewhere, but the cool thing is about Obi, the giant Vietnamese centipede, and these guys, you think, why is it so hard to kill a roach? They breathe through their skin. They have little holes on the side that air just flows in through them. And same way he breathed through his skin, they breathe through their skin. Forget what it's called, but yeah. But I think they only have a few of them. He's got 22 along each segment, so they have 23 body segments, and on 22 of those segments, he has 2 holes for each side, and that air just flows through them. Invertebrates don't actually have organs like we do. they just kind of have, I guess how you would put it, is just like fluid that runs through their body that keeps them alive. So I fed him a while back.
Got it right there eating.
Yeah.
Give you a death hug.
They do this thing called death hug. Now in the video, he only has like 4 of his 46 legs on the ground. The rest are wrapped around. I call it the death hug. I don't actually know what else to call it. So what he does is he wraps around and then he bites multiple times as he takes little bites, and then he lets it go. And he runs it, and he kind of just follows it around. And then the moment that thing like starts to die is he goes in and he eats it. Now I call him a clean eater. He'll clean everything off. He won't leave like anything left except like maybe the top part of like the exoskeleton. They do lay eggs. They lay eggs and then the female wraps around the eggs and they just like sit there. But breeding those guys is really freaking hard because it's hard to tell whether male or female. And that also, if you go to buy those at like a expo where you see reptiles and stuff like that, it's hard to tell. Some people mislabel them. There's a really close they're very similar to Chinese centipedes. The only difference between the Chinese and the Vietnamese centipede is the antennae, they curl. So for Vietnamese, they're just kind of straight up and stick out. But for those guys, for the Chinese, they curl, which took forever because I think the guy we got him from,
Didn't know what he had.
he didn't know what he had. He labeled it as a yellow leg, which it is a yellow leg, but there's 4 species in the yellow leg family. I don't remember all of them. Just know that one.
What's next, though?
Miss Marie. So this one is a old world tarantula,
I'll just take her around.
which just means she has poison. She doesn't kick hairs. She will kick hairs because she's a new world.
And you're not going to be able to see her, but I'm going to show you
The
her
web. She's an arboreal species, so they live up in trees. And they make their homes high up in trees, and they make these webs with like multiple entrances and exits. That way they have easy escape and whatnot. She's a juvenile. She'll get bigger than that. I think she'll probably get about spider size, about the Mexican red rump size.
I think bigger.
Bigger?
That's a full grown right there.
Yeah. But they
They
don't,
get more furry when they're little than they should.
yeah, they're like little fuzz balls. And then when they grow out, they grow into their fuzziness. They eat like roaches, the superworms. They'll eat any sort of bug you put in there. They will eat each other. She is a female, so like she'll get way bigger than the males because the males are a lot smaller in like the tarantula world. She'll only live like 12 years. She's not like the Mexican red rump who will live 30 years. She'll only live about 12 years age.
And the males have a shorter life.
Males always in the tarantula world have a shorter lifespan of about 2 to 5 years, just depending on the breed. Most of the time it's like 2 to 5 years, 3 to 5, 2 to 5. Just depends.
Is it that they live so much shorter than
Because males' only purpose for tarantulas is to mate. Once that's done, they're dead.
When they eat each other.
And the females will, if they get the opportunity, they will attack and eat the male after mating. So that's why most people, when they are people who sell tarantulas and breed tarantulas for a living to make their money, they sit, and when they go to pair them, they sit there and they have their tongs and they have to like separate the males from the females right after, or else the female will take that opportunity to pounce and kill the male. So that is all that lives in my room.
Yeah, this stuff lives in my house.
This stuff lives in my room. All that is from my room. That concludes the PowerPoint. Thank you guys for coming. If y'all do want to come up and pet the bearded dragons or the chameleon, I don't even know where the chameleon's at.
Chameleon made best friends with down there.
Ah, nice. So if y'all do want to pet anything, ask me any questions, y'all guys can just come up here and ask. I do have stickers y'all can take if y'all would like to, but that concludes the PowerPoint. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. I'm going to get out Gilligan. Come here, babies.